All right, well, welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be putting in the JB4 Bluetooth Connect kit to where everything is hooked up to the JB4, essentially. Anyway, that being said, super easy. I've already taken off some of the cowling and some of the cover panels. I'm doing some other work on the car, BMW. Anyway, we're gonna get right to it. It's just like 4 T20 Torx screws that hold the brain on. Actually, I don't even, yes, we do need to take that off. We're also gonna pull this brace off. We're gonna move that over so we can actually get the JB4 all the way out so we can install the kit. That looks like this guy right here. This is the JB4 Connect kit. You just attach it to power and you connect it to this 9-pin connector that's inside the JB4 itself. I tried to do this yesterday, but it didn't fit. So I emailed the guys at JB4 and Ando was nice enough to say, hey dummy, take off the big plastic casing and then it'll fit just fine. So today we're back at it. All right. Here you go. As you can see, the other piece, I made it significantly bigger with this thing on there. Anyway, pro tip, I guess. It's a, what you call a top tip. Anywho, okay. So anyway, the 4 T20s. Nice thing about the cover to the brain is that it is weather sealed, but these screws, you can't lose them, they don't fall out. So you unscrew them all the way, they just stay in the housing. Now there is a little clip over here on the, I guess it's towards the left side of the car. You just gotta pop that clip off. So normally, there you go. That guy comes off right there. Oh, looks like that came off with it, which was right here before. Anyway, so this, or I didn't put it back last time. So this is this is part of the seal for all the wiring harnesses that go in and out of the brain for the car. It's like weather sealed, super tight. So this clip, it's got 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Now it is kind of hard to see the ones in the back when you're trying to pry this off. But what's really easy to do if you have a small screwdriver or a small flathead is what I use. You can just pry down into it and pull these clips out. I don't know if you can see that. See this piece, but this is where you put your screwdriver, pry this kind of out to pop the clip up. And it's holding the 3 main blocks. I'm sure the audio is all crazy, so sorry about that too. This is another thing, it's like one of the first videos, so if we do get some traction with this, you like what you see, please comment, say so, ask if you want anything else. It's mainly going to be me tooling around with my personal vehicles at first, and then we'll kind of see where this thing takes us. But anyway, so that part's supposed to be off. Then you got to pop this bad boy out right here. It's kind of main harness. Get him loose because you're going to kind of manipulate that. Anyway, then it's off to take that brace off. All right, so this brace is 15 millimeter bolts. Kind of get this up out of the way and pull the JB4 out. Now some of these wires are pretty tight, so you got to be careful as you're pulling this thing out. Like right now, what am I hanging up on here? There we go. Okay. The JB4. Oh. Okay. Now this was the Allen key. Oh. Gosh, I totally forgot. Ta-da! Ta-da! We have light. Whatever, anyway, sorry. All right, so where we were breaking into this guy right here, the JB4 main housing. Okay. This is 7/64ths? Yeah, 7/64ths, 4 of them. Take this bad boy off. So the reason for that we're doing all this, that we're adding the JB4 Connect kit, is because we've been throwing codes on high-speed accelerations in Canada and Mexico, not here in the States, of course. But yeah, when you hit like that 120, 125 miles an hour and you're on like hard acceleration, I'm starting to throw check codes. Well, it's always kind of throwing check codes. And it goes into like a limp mode, especially when it's cold out, or when it's hot outside, like in the summer here in Vegas. Anyway, hopefully with this Bluetooth Connect code, I can actually run some data logs because I've been too lazy to buy the program and the laptop cord for this. And I can send them to JB4, we can adjust the tunes, and hopefully everything will be copacetic after that. All right. Very nice metal casing, very cool. Of course, you're spending $1,000 with Burger Motorsports anyway with that, so it should be kind of cool. Anyway, this is pretty easy to go in. It's just a 9-pin connector and one power wire that we're just going to run right inside the JB4 itself. It's got like this kind of cool splicing pin. I don't know if you can see it, but it's you got this little piece here that has a gap in it, and you put the wire through that, and then this pierces the wire. If it'll focus, I don't know. Anyway, this kind of pin thing here will pierce through the wire. First things first, let's add the 9-pin. Oh yeah, that's right, those 2 of the screws. Sorry, because the housing is now gone from the 9-pin, I had to use some of the smaller bolts from the 9-pin connector housing itself so I could lock together this actual connector, since the pins aren't long anymore, or those long pins wouldn't work. So hopefully this works. We'll see. Perfect. They were almost too long, but I put the bolt that was on the other side of the longer pins from the bracket again. I put that on there as kind of like a spacer, so I wouldn't have to screw it all the way in, and it seems like it worked perfectly. One victory. We got one. We got one. Okay. That is the result. Alright, now the part that I'm not entirely comfortable with is crimping into perfectly good wires. I'm going to use, you can use either one of the red power wires from what I've seen. So that's what we're going to do now. Oh, actually, let's feed this wire through first. So the power wire, which is weird, it's blue on this particular one, but you want to make sure it's kind of gets crammed into the spot that's kind of too small, but whatever. So I'm just going to feed the wire through the existing O-ring. If I can get it to go. Take 2. All right, we actually fed the wire through the existing grommet. Now it's time to do the scary stuff that we're gonna splice in. So, grab that little piece. Don't want to drop anything with butterfingers. Okay. seems kind of shady. This. This works exactly. I mean, I think it should be working at this point. If that connection is any good, we are going to start the car, make sure it runs, and download the app and see if it works. Welcome back. So we tested everything. Everything tests good. Everything reads fine on my cell phone. The app downloaded really smooth, really easy. I mean, some of the menus might kind of look like they're a little bit kind of dated or whatever, but that it does the purpose. It's fine for me. Perfect. You got 6 gauges. You can change all the gauges. It's cool. There's plenty of reviews on the JB4 app. Anyway, now it's just basically time to button it back up. So making this fit is going to be the hardest part. You can hear that. That's the noise of the metal casing from the JB4. It's like I don't know, it's almost like made out of a single piece of aluminum. It's pretty cool. All right. That's gonna go. It says, this product is for competition closed course use only. Which is probably the case with most of the parts we put on our cars, but anyway. We got it. Sweet. I struggled with this thing on my own last night. When I first test pull and kind of pulled it apart, stupid me, I had the circuit board in upside down, or reversed, I guess is the right way to put it. So I don't know why it took me like 5 painful minutes until I figured it out. Embarrassing, to say the least. Wah, wah, wah. There's no real seal around in between the 2 pieces of the JB4, so I'm just kind of going clockwise to kind of get it the best seal possible, I guess. I don't really know how waterproof it is, especially since it's not actually in the brain compartment like on my N54 335i, the JB4 on that car. It actually, there was a compartment it slid right down inside the water resistant area, let's call it. And that was pretty cool. That was kind of as at least peace of mind for, especially if you were to live in wet areas. I mean, I live in Vegas, so it's really not that wet. Although this year has been really unusual. It's been really wet this year. Rained today, rained yesterday. That's why we're in here, and the 911 is out in the weather. But anyway, that part's buttoned back up. In fact, I was running the car, so it's starting to warm up. I'm actually gonna open the garage, maybe we'll get some better light. Okay, so now it's just buttoning it back up. Oh, actually what we've got to do first is we're gonna secure, at least a little bit better, this JB4 Connect module to the side of the JB4. And I think for right now, until I can get some sort of little strap or something permanent, I'm just gonna use some electrical tape for now. it is going to be resting under this cowl, and I mean, it seems relatively safe right down there. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. Sticky. So I know what you're thinking. No, this is not, like I said, this is not a permanent solution. This is just until I can get some sort of strap or bracket or something to kind of attach this on here a little bit better. Luckily, in order to, this whole, obviously you're gonna see how quick it is to put back together. It's really not that bad. So anyway, top of power wire. It's like a puzzle piece. There's 4 different pieces of rubber that come down through all these grooves, and then the individual pieces of rubber have flaps that interlock themselves on top. So it's not really waterproof, but it's pretty damn close. And plus I've got an extra wire running through there, which doesn't fucking help any of this. I'm just curious why this isn't coming into it. Go into your home. Go into your home. Come on. Okay, now it seems to be in there fine. Okay. We got it. We got it. Seems it. There we go. Got it. Okay. Oh. You dummy. Oh, well, that's good. Okay, we've got it now. We don't actually need to pull the cover off next time. Because it seems like it fits in on its own. That's great. So we don't even have to get into the brain next time. Much better. This picked up a little bit of heat. It was sitting on top of the car for a minute while it was idling while I was checking out the JB4. So it's a little bit warmer than I was anticipating. Again, this is the T20. There's 4 of these. Eventually, I got to replace this piece up here as well. This side is starting to decay, the plastic and the rubber. This car's been being parked outside since September last year, once I got the new edition with the Porsche. So this one's been neglected. It's about time to show her some love. Which is why if I figure out how to do the links and the descriptions and all that stuff, I'll add somewhere the link to what I'm doing to the front end. It's just the bumper got ripped to pieces. This car's bagged, so it's had a rough life on the front end. So a lot of plastic welding I'm trying for the first time. That's the big video, the big debut for this channel, I guess. I do have one video that we posted like 4 years ago. It was like the first video I ever posted on YouTube, because I was building this Evo in my garage, just all bolt-ons and things like that. And I'd finally gotten the exhaust on it, and so we did a quick video with my friend's cell phone. For some reason, we uploaded it, and there's a story behind it. If I ever do something about that video, because there's a little story for a friend of mine. Anyway, back to this. Maybe we'll get to that in the future. All right. Torque shoulder says that's just right. Perfect. And we're gonna put the cowl on, and that'll be pretty much the limit of how much we wrap this up today. Obviously, because none of the rest can go back on until the bumper is fixed, which I'm gonna start tonight. So this piece that goes like this. There was a question mark on the end of that for all those who noticed. Okay, so there's these two pressure clips that go on the other side of that that brace that's back there. And it all just kind of pretty much sits there. And there's 3 clips. They're all kind of just these 2-stage clips. Pop the top up, then you pop the bottom up. The entire thing comes up with those. There's actually 12 that hold on this side piece, 12 on that side. And then these all just pop right into place. They just click in on the trim. And then there's 6 Torx 30s in the front. The rest is just all 8mm. There's 7 on the bottom, I think 2 on each side. And if your car is equipped with cameras like this one is, you have to disconnect those, the fog lights, and parking sensor, I guess network, the cable housings down there. Anyway, that's for all those who cared. All right, so that's as much as we're gonna button it up. So that was it. That was the installation and successful testing of the JB4 Connect kit with the JB4 on the f10 BMW. This one's a 550i 2013. That's all I got. All right, until next time. And that's it. That's a wrap. If you want to see any more content, or if you like what you see, please subscribe, comment, let me know what you think, let me know what you want to see, what direction you want to go. And that's a wrap. So far, we're calling this the fast lane. Another question mark. Let me know what you think about the name, if we should change it, something different. I mean, it's my last name, so that's why I went with that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching.